but their styles couldn't be more different. Neymar is with 9 wins out of 9 in La Liga this season, which is no...
Woke up looking for the broccoli. Hot key, keep a horn on me, that could my seat.
What's the word, TGI, man? You know why we here today. We got another video, but this video is a little bit different. No, I have not reacted to Raphinha. We're going to get into this video today. I hope I said it right. If I didn't, it's cool. Let me know in the chat. You feel me? Down below. I'm going to just keep it a bit with y'all. I want to react to the videos that y'all are sending me, but the videos that most of y'all are sending me are copyrighted. I can't just react to copyright. I still, I'm going to react every once in a while, and not to copyrighted videos, say just to support what y'all want me to react to. But at the same time, I'm a little broke, guys. I am a little broke. I need some type of coins, whatever. Get what I'm saying? So if y'all want to suggest any video for me to react to, please check if it's not copyrighted. Now, with all that being said, make sure y'all stand blessed, make sure y'all stand iconic. Let's see what they talking about.
Compared to Anthony, to actually being called a fake Brazilian, to Barcelona almost giving his shirt out. But now,
Raphinha for Barcelona and scores! Barca ahead inside.
Okay.
It's Raphinha. This could be the hat-trick for Raphinha.
I did say it wrong.
his journey from being written off to becoming one of La Liga's top players is spectacular. And while a change in manager played a part, 2 things stand out that truly turned his season around: determination and tactical brilliance. But how?
Raphinha, man of the match, and anyone who's seen him play this season, Jurgen, it's no surprise considering how his form has turned around.
Determination, you might ask. Well, he grew up in Porto Alegre in Brazil, in a neighborhood where making it to the top wasn't exactly easy. Imagine this, a kid with massive dreams but barely enough money for boots. Raphinha didn't have it handed to him. He had to fight for everything. Before Leeds or
Hang on tight, it's go time.
I'm not paying for it. What type of freaky geeky ad is this?
Barcelona, he was grinding in Brazil, then moved to Portugal with Vitória Guimarães. After a solid run at Sporting CP and catching some attention in France with Rennes, Leeds United came knocking. And this is where Raphinha became a name everyone had to know. Marcelo Bielsa, Leeds' eccentric, high-energy manager, brought him in, and wow, did Raphinha fit Bielsa's system like a glove. Leeds under Bielsa was all about non-stop pressing, intense energy and lightning-fast transitions. Basically, football at 100 miles an hour. And Raphinha, he was perfect for it. Bielsa gave him the freedom to roam that right wing, cutting inside with his magical left foot and creating chaos for defenders. It wasn't just the flashy dribbling or the nutmegs, though there were plenty of those. It was his game-changing ability. He could pick out a killer pass, curl in a beauty from outside the box.
Where was this player hidden? How come y'all never asked me to react to him? Bro, I only been seeing Ronaldo and Messi, bro. I gotta see outside the world. I gotta keep an open perspective. Where did bro come from?
Still had the work rate to track back and defend. In Bielsa's system, Raphinha was a star, contributing goals, assists and flair. He didn't just bring skill, he brought belief. Leeds were newly promoted, but with Raphinha pulling the strings in attack, they looked fearless. He scored key goals, like that stunning free kick against Southampton, and was constantly involved in creating chances. Leeds fans fell in love with his passion and fight because he played every game like it was personal. And honestly, it probably was considering where he came from. Leeds adored him, and the Premier League took notice. Before long, the biggest clubs in Europe were keeping an eye on him, and it wasn't too long before one of the biggest, Barcelona, came calling. But that chapter, well, that's a whole different story. So Raphinha moves to Barcelona. It sounds like a dream for him, right? I mean, come on. Every Brazilian kid grows up dreaming of wearing that famous Barca shirt, following in the footsteps of legends like Rivaldo, Ronaldinho and Neymar. Yeah, no pressure. But for Raphinha, it wasn't exactly the fairy tale beginning we all expected. His first season? Well, let's just say it wasn't all smooth sailing. He came in with a lot of hype, but transitioning to Barca's style wasn't as easy as everyone thought. And to make things more complicated, Raphinha had to deal with not 1, not 2, but 3 different coaches. First, it was Ronald Koeman, then Sergi Barjuan, and eventually Xavi. Under
that
Koeman,
a
things
W
didn't
or
click.
L?
He was played out of position at times, which, let's be honest, is a nightmare for any player. Koeman's tactical setup didn't fully understand how to use Raphinha's pace, flair, and creativity. Instead of being that free-flowing winger we saw at Leeds, he looked a bit lost, like a Ferrari stuck in traffic. Then came Xavi. Now, here's the thing. Xavi knew Raphinha had talent, but at first, even he didn't quite know where to put him. Was he a right winger? An attacking midfielder? There was this period of tactical confusion where it felt like no one, Raphinha included, was quite sure where he fit in the team. Add to that some injuries and Barca's general instability after Messi left, and it was a bit of a mess. Inconsistent form, injuries, and a team in transition. Yeah, it wasn't easy. For a while, it looked like maybe Raphinha had bitten off more than he could chew at Barcelona. Could he replicate the magic of his Leeds days on a bigger stage?
Bruh,
There were serious
I like
doubts,
his footwork.
but just
It's
when
like-
things started
it's like
looking
clean.
really bleak, that's when the tide began to turn. Raphinha's resilience
It's like clean
started
and
showing.
classy.
Little by little, he found his footing
How do
at
I
the Camp
explain
Nou.
it?
It was late in last season that he began to show how good he was. Xavi, being a Barca legend himself, knew that Raphinha had great talent, and he wasn't about to let Raphinha go to waste. One of Xavi's key moves was shifting Raphinha to the left wing, and that's where he truly thrived. Hugging that left touchline, he could cut inside onto his right foot sometimes, and suddenly he was back to doing what he did best, taking on defenders, delivering pinpoint crosses, and curling in those beautiful long-range shots. The change in position was like flipping a switch. Raphinha looked like a different player. By the end of the season, you could
That's
see it.
tough.
Raphinha's confidence
I mess with his dribble style. It's like he do it in a natural
back.
perspective.
He was more
Natural,
decisive,
clean,
more
classy,
dangerous,
cool.
and more involved in Barcelona's attack. It wasn't
Oh.
just his goals or assists, it was the way he played with freedom again. The way he fought for every ball, and how he took on challenges like he had something to prove. He did have something to prove, and he was doing it. He brought back the Raphinha we knew at Leeds, and it was electric to see him. But what we did not know was that this was not a purple patch, but a beginning of a new player. Well, then Hansi Flick came in and he took him to the next level. But why has he changed? And what has Hansi Flick done to change him? First off, Flick has given Raphinha the freedom to roam. Unlike Xavi, who had a strict way of playing and enforced rigid positioning, Flick's style is much more fluid. This flexibility allows Raphinha to explore the pitch more and find those sweet spots where he can make a
my
real
gosh.
impact. He's no longer just a player stuck to one side. He's free
y'all
to
see what I'm
create
talking about?
chaos wherever he sees it. Secondly, Hansi's attacking setup is designed to score more goals, which has been a massive boost for Raphinha. Flick emphasizes a high-octane style that puts more pressure on the opposition's defensive line. This means that there's a constant push for players to run behind defenses, and guess what? Raphinha excels at that. He's the kind of winger who thrives with space, running at defenders
Trying
with
to check
pace
if it's
and
recording.
skill. And now
Calm
he's
down.
much closer to the goal, where he wants to be. Last season, Raphinha faced significant challenges because his 1v1 ability was non-existent when teams parked the bus against Barcelona. He's skillful and technical, with a knack for delivering great through balls, but he's not the main playmaker type who can unlock tight defenses on his own. In Xavi's system, Raphinha was often asked to be something he just wasn't. Xavi was right that Raphinha is a winger, but tactically, he was flawed in how he utilized him. It's like comparing Raphinha to Mahrez. While they both have flair, even Pep doesn't use Mahrez against low blocks. That was more Bernardo Silva's role. Xavi struggled to use Raphinha effectively as a winger for similar reasons.
Bro, I like
Hansi
that
Flick
side
noticed
kick he
this,
got,
and that
man.
is why his tactics fit Raphinha so well, because he does not have to do that much on the side. Raphinha also said that last season, he found himself doing a lot of defending, which, let's be real, isn't his thing. But under Hansi Flick, he really does not have to do that, because Barcelona presses from the front, and this is easier for him, as he's a relentless presser. Aside from the fact that Hansi's tactics suit him, Raphinha also talked about how taking a break over the summer was a game changer. It gave him a chance to clear his head, recharge, and come back to Catalonia with a fresh perspective. He said, "I think there's fresh air in the team." He also pointed out how when a new coach comes in, everything changes. There's this sense of renewal, and that vibe seems to have clicked with the squad. He emphasized how the team came back focused and ready to deliver what Flick wanted from them. And honestly, he shows. Barcelona has been smashing it, with 9 wins out of 9 in La Liga this season, which is no
Dang, hold on.
feat. And this has led people saying, is Raphinha the next Neymar? Now with 9 goals and 8 assists in just 11 games this season, you can see why people might jump to that conclusion. Those stats are pretty eye-catching. And anytime
Bro,
you've got a
this side kick, bro, the kicks, everything that I'm seeing, all these little scenes, bro, I'm surprised I haven't
winger
seen him
putting
before.
up those kinds of numbers at Barcelona.
Like,
Neymar
he's
comparisons
actually
are
pretty
bound to
talented.
happen.
I don't
But let's
wanna,
be
like,
real
take
for a
his,
second.
like,
Raphinha doesn't play like
I'm just
Neymar.
be honest
Sure, they
with
both
you
bring that
guys.
Brazilian flair, but their styles couldn't be more different. Neymar is all about creativity, flair, and pure magic. He's the kind of player who can weave through defenders in tight spaces, use his insane dribbling skills to pull off jaw-dropping moves, and create something out of nothing. Neymar thrives when the ball's at his feet, dazzling the crowd and making defenders look silly. He'll break through low blocks, pull off ridiculous passes, and score some of the most outrageous goals. Raphinha, on the other hand, is more direct. He's not about taking on defenders one-on-one like Neymar. Instead, his game is built around exploiting space and using his speed. He's constantly looking to make runs behind the defense, positioning himself to create opportunities in open play. While Neymar's doing step-overs and elastico, Raphinha is flying past defenders or cutting inside to get a shot off. He's a winger who loves to run into space and work with the ball on the move, rather than rely on pure skill to dance around opposition players. So yeah, while people might throw around those comparisons, it's more about the numbers than the actual style of play. If we're talking about a Neymar-esque figure in the current Barcelona squad, that would be Lamine Yamal. Lamal's got that flashy creativity. He can operate in tight spaces, and he has that ability to pull off something magical in the final third, just like Neymar did during his time at Camp Nou. Lamal has that raw, unpredictable talent, and if anyone's taking on Neymar's mantle in terms of style, it's him. But if we're comparing Raphinha to someone else, I'd say he's more of a Serge Gnabry type of player. Think about it. Both players have this insane, high-energy style that's focused on quick attacks and exploiting space. Gnabry isn't about flashy dribbling or intricate footwork either. He's more about positioning himself well, making clever runs behind defenders, and being super efficient when he gets into dangerous areas. That's where the real similarities with Raphinha lies. They're both players who thrive in a system that value pace, positioning, and quick transitions. Gnabry has become a key player at Bayern Munich, not because he's beating defenders with skill, but because he's smart, adaptable, and can play across multiple positions in attack. He knows where to be, how to time his runs, and when to pull the trigger, which is what makes him such a dangerous player. Raphinha is showing a lot of that same potential, especially under Flick's system at Barcelona, where he's being given more freedom to roam and attack. What's helping Raphinha this season is Hansi Flick's tactical shift. Unlike Xavi, who had a much stricter system with more rigid positioning, Flick has allowed Raphinha to roam and play closer to goal, which plays to his strengths. Raphinha has spoken about this too, saying he prefers being closer to the goal, because that's where he can make a real impact with goals and assists. Flick's emphasis on quick, direct attacks and exploiting space has been a real game changer for Raphinha's form. It's the kind of football where Raphinha's speed, positioning, and ability to run behind the defense can really shine. Flick's style puts more emphasis on high-energy runs behind the opposition's defensive line, something that Raphinha excels at. This isn't the kind of game where you need to beat defenders with 1v1 dribbling, which, let's be honest, has never been Raphinha's strongest suit. Instead, it's all about being smart, getting into the right areas, and taking advantage of the space left by the opposition. Raphinha's been tailor-made for this style. He's got the pace, the aggression, and the instinct to thrive in these situations. In his first season, he struggled a lot with low-block defenses because of his 1v1 ability, which isn't as sharp as other wingers. But now that Flick has him playing closer to the goal and using his off-the-ball movement more effectively, we're seeing a completely different player. He's become a much more dangerous attacking threat because he's playing to his strengths, being aggressive, getting in behind, and taking advantage of open spaces. Now, if you ask me, Raphinha's ceiling is definitely at the level of a player like Gnabry. He's already showing that he has a tactical intelligence, the work rate, and the ability to adapt to different systems. If he keeps up this form under Flick, improving his finishing and decision-making in the final third, there's no reason he can't be as influential as Gnabry has been at Bayern. In fact, with the way things are going, Raphinha could even surpass expectations and become one of Barcelona's key players in the long term. He's got the talent, the attitude, and now the right system behind him. All the ingredients are there for him to become as good as, if not better than, players like Gnabry. The next few seasons will be crucial, but the signs all there that Raphinha is on his way to becoming a world-class winger in his own right. What do you think?
I see the potential. I see the potential. I can't even lie to y'all. I'm gonna just keep it real. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, bro. Let me know more videos of highlights to react to, because I think y'all just been sending me Messi and Ronaldo ones. Let's do something a little different. You feel me? And hey, react to some or send me some like NBA or like football, like, bro. I'm like down, you feel me? Hey, but make sure y'all staying blessed. Make sure y'all staying iconic. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one, bro. Peace.